Lieutenant Aaron Hale had survived crash landings before, but none quite like this one. Varus 4 was not a friendly moon. The ground felt like broken glass under his boots, its surface covered in bright blue crystals that hummed whenever the wind passed over them. The sky had a copper tint, and the thin air tasted metallic. But Aaron was alive, and that alone felt like a small miracle. His small scout ship lay behind him, half buried in the glowing crystal dust. Smoke trickled from its torn hull. He knew it wouldn't fly again. He also knew the area wouldn't stay quiet for long. 2 fleets, human and Yvrian, had clashed above this moon only hours earlier. Someone would come to investigate the crash. Aaron checked his scanner. No human life signs nearby, but there was something else. A faint, pulsing signal, warm, steady, and unmistakably alive. He frowned. Well, either that's a creature, or someone else crash-landed too. He moved through the crystal forest carefully, listening as each step made a soft ringing sound. Strange lights traveled along the crystal surfaces, as if the moon itself was watching him. After 10 minutes of walking, he saw it. A figure sat on a fallen log of dark metallic rock. The figure appeared small, slender, and glowing gently like the crystals around them. Pale silver skin, hair like fine white threads, and large violet eyes that widened the moment they saw Aaron. An alien, a Yvrian. Aaron froze. Humans and Yvrian were not enemies, but they weren't friends either. They rarely interacted except through diplomatic channels. Their cultures, biology, and technology were vastly different. Most humans had never seen a Yvrian in person, and this one was staring at him with shock. The alien girl stood slowly, holding her hands open in a peaceful gesture. "I do not wish to harm you." Her voice was calm and musical, almost like wind chimes. Aaron lowered his weapon slightly. "Same here." The girl blinked once, twice with a strangely elegant motion. "You are human, and you're Yvrian," Aaron replied. "So, I guess we both had bad luck today." She tilted her head. "My ship was pulled down by the interference storm. I am stranded." "Same problem," Aaron said. "Your name?" "Lyra." Her voice carried a soft pride. "Tactician of the Yvrian Collective." Aaron gave a short nod. "Aaron Hale, human scout pilot." They studied each other in silence for a moment. The distant hum of drones echoed through the crystal forest. Aaron stiffened. He recognized the sound instantly. Automated war drones. Not human, not Yvrian, some third faction. Lyra turned toward the noise, her violet eyes sharp. "They are searching for survivors," Aaron said. "And they don't care which species." More hums vibrated through the air, moving closer. Aaron lifted his scanner 3 drones, approaching fast. He looked at the alien girl, then back toward the sound. He didn't need training to know the truth. Alone, neither of them would last long. "We have to move." "Together," he said. Lyra blinked again, this time with visible surprise. "Together? You would choose partnership with a Yvrian?" Aaron shrugged lightly. "Do you see anyone else around?" "That is not what I meant," she said softly. "Our species do not usually form direct alliances. This is unexpected." "Well," Aaron said, giving a small, crooked smile. "Today seems full of surprises." Lyra stared at him as if he had spoken an impossible phrase. Humans were known for being bold and unpredictable, but not usually this quick to trust. Her silver eyebrows rose as she whispered, half to herself, "You are taking me as your partner?" "Human?" Aaron didn't hesitate. "If we want to live, yes." For a moment, she looked like she might refuse. But when the sharp buzz of approaching drones grew louder, Lyra's expression hardened, and she nodded. "Very well," she said. "I will trust you." Aaron motioned for her to follow. "Come on." They sprinted across the crystal field. The glowing shards reflected their movement like mirrors. The hum behind them grew louder as 3 dark drones burst from the forest. Red lights searching the area. The drones spotted motion instantly. Red beams sliced through the air. Aaron dove behind a stone pillar, and Lyra slid beside him. The stone vibrated as lasers hit it, sending tiny sparks flying. Aaron peeked around the edge. The drones were small, sleek, black metal bodies with shifting wings and rotating sensors. They were fast. Lyra placed a hand on his arm. I can disrupt their vision. But only for a short moment. That's enough, Aaron said. Lyra stepped out briefly, lifting her hands. Soft, silver light shimmered around her palms. The air bent, forming a thin mist. The drones jerked in confusion, sensors flickering. Aaron took his shot. One drone fell instantly, sparks bursting from its core. The other two recovered quickly and fired back. Aaron and Lyra ducked again behind cover as crystal dust exploded around them. Lyra's voice remained calm. Their targeting patterns shift every attack cycle. We must move after each shot. Understood. On your signal. She nodded. Now. They moved as one, Lyra creating shifting screens of refracted light, Aaron firing precise shots. He struck the second drone, sending it spiraling into the rocks. The last drone retreated, scanning desperately for a clear target. Aaron exhaled. We got two. Third one is trying to alert others. Lyra stepped forward. Eyes narrowed. Then, we must find safety before reinforcements arrive. Aaron agreed. My crash site is useless. What about yours? Damaged beyond repair, Lyra said softly. But I saved a portable guidance crystal. It contains location data and access maps of this moon. That could help us find shelter. Aaron looked around the hostile environment. Lead the way. As they walked deeper into the crystal forest, Aaron watched Lyra carefully. She moved gracefully, almost floating. Her light footsteps barely disturbing the shimmering surface. Every few minutes she glanced back, as if making sure he was still there. You keep checking on me, Aaron said finally. I am studying you, she replied simply. Aaron raised an eyebrow. Studying me? Yes. Humans act quickly, and without full information. That is unusual to us. Yet you seem confident. Not reckless. She paused. You agreed to partnership with no hesitation. Most Ivren would require days of evaluation before accepting such a bond. Aaron laughed quietly. Humans don't always have days. Sometimes we only have seconds. You risk much, she said. Why? He shrugged. Because you needed help. And I needed help. Doesn't seem complicated. Lyra's eyes softened slightly. To a Ivran? It is. They walked under a large crystal archway that glowed with pale blue light. Lyra checked her guidance crystal, a small orb that floated above her palm. There is a cave system ahead, she said. We can hide there until the drones pass. As they approached the entrance, something shifted behind them. Aaron spun quickly, raising his weapon. But Lyra grabbed his wrist. Do not shoot, she whispered. It is harmless. A small crystal creature shaped like a fox, with glowing eyes peeked at them before darting away. Aaron exhaled. I'm not used to harmless things around here. Lyra gave a faint smile. This moon has dangers but also wonders. Inside the cave, the air became cooler. Soft lights pulsed on the walls, making the place look alive. The ceiling sparkled like stars. They sat down for the first time since meeting. Aaron checked his weapon while Lyra studied their surroundings. She finally looked at him again. I wish to ask something, she said. Go ahead. When I expressed surprise at becoming your partner, you did not seem shocked. You simply accepted it. Why? Aaron thought for a moment. Because trust starts somewhere, and sometimes it starts fast. I saw the situation. I saw you weren't my enemy, and I made a choice. Lyra blinked slowly, her usual sign of deep thought. Humans choose trust with such ease? Not always, Aaron admitted. But when everything is trying to kill you, teamwork isn't optional. Lyra folded her hands in her lap. Ivran choose trust carefully. But perhaps there is value in choosing it quickly too. Aaron smiled. We'll learn from each other. She looked at him with a mix of curiosity and respect. Yes, I believe we will. Outside, the faint hum of drones passed overhead but did not enter the cave. For now, they were safe, together, unlikely partners human and Ivren. forced together by fate and danger, on a strange, shimmering moon. And though neither said it aloud, both felt the same quiet thought. This partnership might change everything. The cave gave Aaron and Lyra a few quiet hours, but neither forgot that danger waited just outside its glowing walls. When morning light filtered in through the crystal entrance, Aaron stood first. He stretched tired muscles and scanned the area with caution. Lyra was already awake, sitting calmly with her guidance crystal floating above her palm. Its soft blue glow reflected in her violet eyes. "Any drone signals?" Aaron asked. "None close," Lyra replied. "But their patrol patterns are wide. We must not stay long." Aaron nodded. "Then let's move." They stepped out into the open. The morning air carried tiny, shimmering particles that drifted lazily, like glitter in sunlight. The forest of crystalline trees hummed low, as if greeting the day. As they walked, Aaron tried to understand the strange beauty of this moon. It was dangerous, yes, but also full of life. And walking beside him was someone completely unfamiliar, an alien girl from a species humanity barely understood, yet he didn't feel threatened. They moved quietly until Lyra stopped suddenly. "Wait," Aaron crouched, eyes scanning the area. "What is it?" Lyra pointed forward. "Footprints. Not ours." The marks in the crystal dust were sharp and mechanical heavy steps, evenly spaced. "Drones?" Aaron asked. "No. Too large." Lyra frowned. "A different machine." Before Aaron could ask more, a low rumble echoed across the field. The ground trembled slightly, and a cluster of tall crystalline pillars cracked at their bases. A massive mechanical walker emerged, 6 legs, insect-like, its body covered in dark armor. Red eyes glowed at the front. Aaron whispered, "A hunter-class drone. But I've never seen this model." Lyra stepped back slowly. "Neither have I." The machine scanned the field, searching. "Hide," Aaron whispered. They darted behind a thick cluster of crystals. The creature paused, rotating its head. A beam of red light swept across the area. Aaron held his breath. The beam passed over their hiding spot but didn't stop. After a long moment, the walker continued forward, its heavy legs shaking the ground. Only after it disappeared behind a ridge did Aaron exhale. "That thing could level a whole camp," he muttered. "Yes," Lyra agreed softly. "That was no ordinary drone. Something powerful is operating here." Aaron glanced at her. "We need to find out who." Lyra nodded. "And why they want both our species to fight." They traveled for hours, following the guidance crystal deeper into Varus 4's interior. The terrain shifted from crystal forests to plains of black stone. Strange glowing plants sprouted from cracks, releasing faint sparks when touched. As they walked, Aaron noticed Lyra kept glancing at him again. He finally sighed. "You're doing that thing." "What thing?" she asked innocently. "That staring thing." "I am not staring. I am observing." Aaron raised an eyebrow. "There a difference?" "Yes, staring is rude. Observing is..." Aaron laughed. "Well, what are you observing this time?" Lyra hesitated before answering. "Your decision-making process. It is unusual. Humans choose quickly, even when the situation is complex. You react before weighing all angles. That's how we survive sometimes," Aaron said. "But is it wise?" "It depends," Aaron replied with a small grin. "Sometimes instinct is faster than logic." Lyra blinked slowly, thinking. "In Ivran culture, instinct is considered unreliable. We value analysis. Which is why we make a good team," Aaron said. "You think ahead. I react fast." Lyra looked away, but a small smile touched her lips. Their strange partnership was growing slowly, but naturally. By midday they reached a ridge overlooking a deep canyon. Below them stretched a network of metallic structures, some broken, some glowing with faint energy. It looked ancient. Aaron knelt and peered over the edge. "What is this place?" Lyra studied the grid-like layout. "This is not Ivran. And it is not human. These structures are older." "Older than both our species?" "Possibly," Aaron frowned. "Then why are the drones using it?" "Let us find out." They descended the rocky path into the canyon. The air grew colder and heavier. A metallic smell filled the space. Near the base of the structures, they found a large terminal emitting a soft red pulse. Aaron approached carefully. "This looks active." Lyra ran her fingers over the glowing symbols. "The language is unknown to me, but I can read energy patterns. This device is sending signals." Aaron stiffened. "To where?" "To the drones," Lyra answered. "It controls their patrols and their targets." Aaron felt his stomach twist. "Then whoever runs this wants to guide them." "Yes," Lyra said. "And the signals include false identification tags, ones that mark both humans and Yvrain as hostile intruders. So they're trying to make us look like we're attacking each other." "Yes." Aaron clenched his jaw. "Someone wants a war." Before Lyra could respond, a sharp alarm echoed from the terminal. Red lights flashed. "They detected us," she said urgently. Aaron looked around. "How many drones?" Lyra held her guidance crystal to the console. The orb pulsed rapidly. "Multiple. Approaching fast." Aaron grabbed her wrist. "We're not fighting them here. We run." They sprinted through the canyon, weaving between old machinery. Drones poured from hidden vents, their wings slicing through the air. Aaron fired behind him, hitting one drone. Lyra created a shimmering barrier that bent a laser beam away just in time. "Left," Lyra shouted. Aaron followed her, trusting her sharp directional sense. They darted into a narrow corridor between two ancient walls. The drones swarmed above, unable to fit through the gap. Aaron leaned against the wall, panting. "Nice call," Lyra nodded. "I calculated the angle of their wings. They could not enter." Aaron smirked. "Good thing you're smart." Lyra blinked at him, surprised again. "Is that a compliment?" "Yes," Aaron said, laughing lightly. "It is. I accept it," she said awkwardly. Aaron grinned wider. The corridor led them out of the canyon and into a valley filled with tall crystal towers that shimmered like glass skyscrapers. Light refracted in all directions, creating hundreds of reflections. Aaron whistled. "Beautiful place to die in." Lyra shot him a confused look. "Humans use humor even when in danger?" "Especially then," Aaron said. Lyra shook her head, baffled but amused. As they walked between the tall towers, shadows danced around them. Their reflections moved with strange delay, as if the crystals wanted to copy them imperfectly. A sudden gust of cold wind swept through the valley, and a low rumble sounded behind them. Aaron turned sharply. "You hear that?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, something large." The ground shook. Crystal dust fell from the towers. Then a massive drone burst from the ground larger than the walker, with 4 rotating cannons and a glowing symbol on its chest. Aaron's eyes widened. "Great. A Guardian unit," Lyra shouted. "Move!" They dashed as the drone opened fire, blasting holes through the crystal structures. Sharp shards rained down like falling knives. Aaron dove behind a broken pillar. Lyra slid beside him, breathing hard. "That thing isn't like the others," Aaron said. "It's guarding this valley. And it knows exactly where we are," Lyra replied. The drone fired again, shattering more pillars. Aaron looked upward. "If we can make it lose sight of us until its sensors reset," Lyra interrupted, already thinking quickly. "We must create a mirror field. The crystals can reflect energy. If we strike enough towers, it will confuse its vision." Aaron nodded. "Let's do it." They split up, shooting at different towers. Lyra used her energy manipulation to cause controlled cracks in others. The valley filled with bouncing reflections, hundreds of copies of Aaron and Lyra, all moving differently. The Guardian drone halted midair, sensors blinking rapidly as it tried to lock onto a real target. Aaron shouted, "Now!" Lyra gathered bright light in her hands and released a burst that overloaded the drone's sensors. Aaron fired a charged shot straight at its core. The drone exploded in a burst of sparks. Silence returned. Aaron walked toward Lyra, who looked exhausted but proud. "That was teamwork," he said. She nodded. "Yes, real teamwork." Aaron smiled. "Told you we make a good pair." Lyra blinked softly, her voice quiet. They stood together among the shattered crystals, breathing hard but victorious. They were still hunted, still alone on a dangerous moon. But for the first time, both felt something new. They could survive this if they stayed together. The light inside the crystal valley slowly faded as the sun dipped behind Varus IV's curved horizon. Aaron and Lyra stood among the shattered towers, catching their breath after destroying the Guardian drone. Their bodies felt heavy, their clothes torn, but their resolve had only grown stronger. Aaron wiped dust from his cheek. "We need answers. That big drone didn't look like something made for random patrols." Lyra agreed. "Yes, someone powerful is behind this, and we are close to discovering who." She lifted her guidance crystal. It glowed brighter than before, pointing toward a distant ridge on the eastern side of the valley. Strange red lights flickered on the ridge, blinking in a rhythm that felt unnatural. Lyra frowned. "There. That direction. I sense strong energy signals." Aaron nodded. "Then that's where we're going." They began climbing toward the ridge. The terrain grew rougher, with tall stones shaped like claws rising from the ground. The sky overhead darkened, turning from copper to deep violet. Small stars appeared one by one. As they climbed, Lyra glanced at Aaron. "I still find it strange," she said softly. "What?" Aaron asked. "That we work together so well. Humans and Ivren are very different. Yet, you trust me with no hesitation." 8. Aaron shrugged. "You've saved me a dozen times already. Hard not to trust someone like that." Lyra blinked slowly. "In my culture, trust grows slowly, like crystal forming under pressure." Aaron laughed. "Yeah, humans do things fast. Sometimes too fast." Lyra studied him, curious. "It does not feel wrong, only—" Before Aaron could respond, a sudden tremor shook the ground. Rocks rolled down the slope. Aaron grabbed Lyra's arm to steady her. "What now?" Aaron muttered. A bright red pulse shot into the sky from behind the ridge. Lyra's eyes widened. "A signal flare. It means someone activated a beacon. And that someone definitely isn't human or Ivrian," Aaron said. They hurried to the top. Beyond the ridge lay a hidden valley carved into the moon's crust. At its center stood a metallic fortress, half buried but clearly functioning. Strange symbols decorated its outer walls, twisting lines and sharp marks neither Aaron nor Lyra recognized. Small drones zipped in and out of openings like insects returning to a nest. Aaron whistled. "Well, that looks unfriendly." Lyra examined the energy readings on her guidance crystal. "This place is the origin of the control signals. Whoever commands the machines is inside." Aaron slung his weapon over his shoulder. "Then we're going inside too." Lyra hesitated. "We do not know their numbers or strength. Doesn't matter. If we don't stop them, the drones will keep attacking humans and Ivran ships until someone starts a real war." Lyra looked at Aaron, really looked at him. His eyes were steady, filled with determination. No fear. No doubt. "You humans," she whispered, "are very bold." Aaron smiled lightly. "Takes boldness to survive in the galaxy." They descended toward the fortress, using shadows for cover. Drones patrolled in strict patterns, firing red beams into the air every few seconds. Lyra analyzed their movements. "Their route is predictable. If we time it right, we can enter through that lower hatch." Aaron nodded. "Lead the way, tactician." Lyra gave him a small smile and darted forward. Together, they slipped past the drones and reached the hatch, just as a patrol turned away. Lyra placed her hand on the panel. Her fingers glowed faint silver. "I can disrupt the lock for a short time." The hatch opened with a hiss. They slipped inside before it sealed again. The interior of the fortress was cold and dim. Long metallic corridors stretched into the distance, humming with power. Screens on the walls displayed maps of Varus IV, drone patrol routes, and even human and Ivrain fleet charts. Aaron felt a chill. Someone's been tracking everything. For a long time. AM. Lyra touched one of the screens. "These are conflict projections. They are predicting battle paths between our species, and the drones are supposed to trigger them," Aaron said. They moved deeper inside. Alarms did not sound. No guards approached. Lyra whispered, "This place feels empty." "Which is worse," Aaron muttered. "Means someone is watching us without showing themselves." At last, they reached a large chamber filled with machines shaped like long metal spines. Energy cables pulsed like red veins. In the center stood a tall console. And beside it, a figure. Aaron raised his weapon instantly. The tall alien turned slowly. He had dark armor plated across his body, a helmet shaped like a narrow skull, and glowing orange eyes. His voice echoed strangely. "Welcome, travelers. You have been troublesome." Lyra stepped forward. "Identify yourself." The alien bowed slightly. "I am Sharon, commander of the Narrows Guild, and you are interrupting my work." Aaron frowned. "The Narrows Guild? They're mercenaries." "Not mere mercenaries," Sharon corrected. "We are architects of opportunity. War creates profit, and harmony creates nothing." Lyra's expression tightened. "You plan to cause war between humans and Ivren." "Of course," Sharon said calmly. "Your species distrust each other already. A few well-placed attacks blamed on the wrong side will ignite a conflict that will last decades." Aaron felt anger rising. "How many ships have you sabotaged? How many drones did you send?" "Enough," Sharon said. "And soon, both your governments will accuse the other of betrayal. They will fire their first shots. And then, we will sell them weapons, information, and solutions until their star systems are painted with ruins." Aaron tightened his grip on his gun. "Not happening." Sharon tilted his head. "And you? Human? Think you can stop me? You and the little Ivren girl?" Aaron stepped forward, but Lyra touched his arm. Her voice was steady, but her hands trembled slightly. "You will not succeed," Lyra said. "We will stop you." Sharon gave a soft, metallic laugh. "You misunderstand. You are already too late." He pressed a button on his console. The screens burst into red light. A countdown began. Aaron's heart jumped. "What did you do?" "In 5 minutes," Sharon said. "Signals will be sent to both human and Ivran fleets. Each will believe the other is preparing a strike. They will respond instantly." His orange eyes glowed brighter. "This moon is about to start a war." Aaron raised his weapon, firing a shot at him, but Sharon moved with inhuman speed, dodging easily. The alien disappeared into a side corridor before Aaron could fire again. Aaron ran after him, but Lyra grabbed his wrist. "Aaron, no. The console." Aaron stopped. "Right. The countdown." Lyra rushed to the console, hands glowing as she scanned the system. "This machine is too complex. I cannot shut everything down. But I can reverse the signal." 70. Aaron blinked. "Meaning?" "Meaning the fleets will receive the truth instead of a lie," Lyra said quickly. "If I connect my guidance crystal, it can send a message to both sides. That'll expose the Narrows Guild." "Yes, but only if we act fast." Aaron held off, approaching drones as Lyra connected her crystal to the console. Sparks flew as the machine resisted her command. "Hurry!" Aaron shouted, firing at a drone that flew into the chamber. "I am trying," Lyra said, sweat forming on her brow. Another drone burst through the ceiling. Aaron shot it down, but his energy pack beeped low charge. Lyra closed her eyes, focusing. The guidance crystal glowed brighter, its light spreading across the console surface. The countdown reached 10, 9, 8. "I have it," Lyra cried. She slammed her hand on the panel. Light exploded across the chamber. The countdown froze, then reversed. Aaron shielded his eyes. "Did it work?" Lyra opened her eyes slowly. "Yes. The fleets will receive evidence of the Narrows Guild's actions." Aaron grinned. "You're brilliant." Lyra blinked, cheeks warming. "I am glad I succeeded." But before they could celebrate, an explosion rocked the chamber. The console erupted with sparks. The floor shook violently. Sharon's distant voice echoed through the speakers. "You may have delayed the signal, but you will not leave this place alive." Aaron grabbed Lyra's hand. "Come on, we're not dying here." They sprinted toward the exit as the fortress began collapsing around them. Metal beams crashed down. Walls cracked. Drones swarmed, firing wildly, but Aaron and Lyra moved as one, dodging debris, covering each other, refusing to slow down. Together, they burst out of the fortress just as it collapsed into the canyon behind them, sending dust and fire into the sky. Breathing hard, Aaron looked at Lyra. "You did it," he said. "You saved both our species." Lyra shook her head softly. "We did it." They stood on the ridge, watching the fortress crumble into silence. But both knew one thing: Sharon was still alive. And the war he tried to start was far from over. Dust settled slowly over the broken canyon as Aaron and Lyra stood side by side, staring at the ruins of the Narrows Guild fortress. The flames burned bright orange against Varus IV's darkening sky. Cracks glowed along the ground like veins of fire, spreading outward from the fallen structure. Aaron wiped the soot from his forehead. "Well, that was intense," Lyra breathed slowly, her voice calm despite everything. "The immediate danger is over. But Sharon escaped. And he may still have forces nearby." Aaron nodded. "Then we stay alert until rescue arrives." Lyra raised her guidance crystal. The glow around it had changed. It pulsed with a new rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. "What's it doing?" Aaron asked. "The crystal is broadcasting a confirmation signal," Lyra explained. "It sends evidence of the Narrows Guild's actions to both human and Ivran fleets. They now know the truth." Aaron smiled. "Good. That means peace, at least for now." But peace did not mean safety. A distant explosion echoed through the valley. Drones emerged from behind, crystal ridges, small ones, damaged but still active. Their red lights flickered like angry sparks. Aaron raised his weapon. "Back for more, huh?" Lyra stepped beside him. "They are struggling to receive commands. Without Sharon's fortress, they operate on limited programming." Aaron fired a warning shot. "So, we can handle them." "Yes," Lyra said softly. Together, they fought side by side, dispatching the last drones quickly. Aaron shot down one that tried to flank them, while Lyra blinded another with a pulse of shimmering light. In minutes, the valley lay silent again. Aaron lowered his gun. "You know, we make a pretty good team." Lyra blinked at him, her expression softening. "Yes, Aaron Hale. We do." With danger temporarily gone, they moved to higher ground. The ridge overlooked both the shattered fortress and the vast crystal plains stretching to the horizon. Stars glimmered overhead, clearer than on any world Aaron had visited. Lyra sat on a stone ledge, gazing at the sky. Aaron joined her. "What are you thinking about?" he asked. "Everything," she answered honestly. "How close our species came to war. How quickly lies spread, and how two strangers prevented disaster." Aaron chuckled. "Strangers? Not anymore." Lyra looked at him with gentle surprise. "You truly believe that?" Aaron shrugged, but his voice was warm. "We've survived drones, storms, explosions, and a collapsing fortress." Lyra lowered her eyes. "Partnership in Ivran culture is considered a deep bond. It is not chosen lightly." "Owner, and yet you said yes," Aaron pointed out. "I said yes because logic demanded cooperation," she said softly. "But now, it is more." Aaron raised an eyebrow. "More?" Lyra hesitated, choosing her words carefully. "You trust so quickly. And I found myself trusting you just as fast. This is unusual for me." Aaron smiled gently. "Unusual doesn't mean bad." Lyra met his gaze, and her expression softened. "No, it does not." A soft beeping interrupted the moment. Aaron tapped his wrist scanner. A signal flashed across the screen. "It's a human beacon," Aaron said. "Someone's picking up our location." Lyra lifted her guidance crystal. "The Ivran fleet also detects us. Both sides are sending rescue ships." Aaron exhaled in relief. Finally. But neither moved immediately. They stayed there for a long moment, watching the stars. Hours later, the night sky lit up with two brilliant lights, one blue, one gold. The rescue ships descended gently, landing on opposite sides of the valley. Human soldiers in dark tactical suits stepped out of the blue ship. Ivra and scouts with glowing armor emerged from the gold vessel. Both groups approached cautiously, meeting at the center. Aaron and Lyra stepped forward together. A human captain saluted Aaron. "Lieutenant Hale, we received your transmission. It cleared the Evren of all suspicion. You prevented a major war." Lyra's commander stepped forward as well, her posture respectful. "Tactician Lyra, your actions were extraordinary. You honored our people." Aaron and Lyra exchanged a look. They had worked so hard for this moment, yet neither felt ready for what came next. The human captain spoke again. "Lieutenant, you'll return with us for debriefing." "You've done well," Lyra's commander said to her. "And you, Lyra, will come with us. The collective needs you." Aaron's smile faded slightly. So did Lyra's. "Separate ships," Aaron muttered quietly. "Yes," Lyra said, her voice low. "Separate futures." She looked down, and Aaron felt something twist inside his chest. He hadn't realized how much their partnership mattered until this moment when it was about to end. Lyra opened her mouth, then closed it again, unsure. "Aaron, I will not forget what we did here." "Same," he replied softly. Their commanders stepped forward again, prepared to escort them. But suddenly, a strong wind blasted across the valley. Dust spiraled into the air. All soldiers raised their weapons in alarm. A hologram appeared above the ruins. Charon, broken armor, flickering orange eyes, but alive. His laugh echoed sharply across the land. "You may have destroyed my fortress," he said, "but the Naros Guild will not fall so easily. This is only the beginning." Before anyone could respond, the hologram faded. Aaron clenched his fists. "He's still out there." Lyra stepped closer to him. "Yes, and he will cause more chaos if left free." The human captain approached Aaron. "We will hunt him. Do not worry, this is now a military matter." Lyra's commander said the same. "The collective will also pursue him. This threat is too great to ignore." Aaron looked at Lyra. She looked back, and something clicked between them. Aaron spoke first. "Sir, with all due respect, we should hunt him together." The human captain blinked. "Together?" "Yes," Aaron said firmly. "Lyra knows their technology better than any human. I've seen his tactics up close. We stopped him once. We can do it again, but only as a team." Lyra stepped forward, her voice strong and confident. "I agree. The bond we formed on this moon was not random. It is effective. It saved lives. The collective should allow us to continue our joint effort." Their commanders exchanged long looks. The human captain sighed. "This is highly unusual." Lyra's commander folded her arms. "And yet, their evidence is strong." A long moment passed. Then the Ivrain commander nodded. "Very well. Lyra may join the human mission as a cooperative specialist." The human captain nodded too. "And Lieutenant Hale will work with the Ivrain collective as liaison. This partnership will be officially recognized." Aaron grinned. Lyra blinked in shock but then smiled, genuinely, for the first time. "You are taking me as your partner? Again?" she asked softly. Aaron laughed. "Of course. We're not done yet." They stood in the center of the valley while both fleets officially documented the new agreement, a historic moment. It would later be known across the galaxy as the Hale-Lyra Accord. The first cooperative alliance between humans and Ivren. And it began with two strangers on a dangerous moon. As the rescue ships prepared for departure, Aaron turned to Lyra. "So, ready to hunt a galaxy-class criminal together?" Lyra nodded. "Yes. And this time, we will finish what we started." Aaron smiled. "Partners?" Lyra extended her hand. "Partners." Their hands met human and Yivran glowing under the starlight. Above them, the sky shimmered with hope and the promise of future adventures. Because their partnership was no longer just survival, it was the start of a new future. One where humans and Ivrain stood together, stronger than ever.